Hey folks, so today I want to go through my take on the humble Tattie Scone. It's a simple recipe, but it's a much nicer thing to make than actually buying them out of the shops. It tastes so much better than shop bought Tattie Scone. It's dead simple to make. Bit time consuming, it takes a bit of time to make each batch, but otherwise you can make them, freeze them, keep them for ages. So just buy a big chunk of potatoes per the recipe and fire in and freeze what you don't need and they'll last you weeks. Any good potato that's good for making mashed potatoes is the perfect type of potato for using for making tattie scone. Good fluffy ones, that's what you're looking for. I just get the cheapest ones I can get of that nature from the supermarket. And don't fling it all over the kitchen, because that's a bit daft. So now you've peeled your potatoes, just chop them up so we're getting them into good sizes for making mashed tatties, the normal sort of size you would, so that after we've boiled them they aren't too soft but have a good consistency for mashing. So this recipe, I've written it down in a way so that it's easy for you to manipulate. It's written down per 1 kilogram of potatoes and the respective ingredients for that. On the video here, I'm doing it with 1.9 kilograms of potatoes, so I just multiply every ingredient that's on the recipe by 1.9 this time round. So what we want to do is take and add 1 teaspoon of salt just to our mashed potatoes as we're going to boil them, just to add some flavour as they cook. So the next really valuable thing we want to do is, just after we've added the water to our potatoes to boil them, we realise we've actually got far too many potatoes for the size of pan and that's going to boil over. So let's try and transfer this to the much larger pan we have sitting next to it, because we were a fool. And whilst that's coming to the boil and then boiling for the next 20 minutes, it's time for a wee cup of tea. So with the size of pan I'm using, just to get it at the rolling boil, I really need to keep these ones covered. If your pan's small, you don't necessarily need to keep your potatoes covered as you boil them. That's down to you and what your size of pans are. And just like any other mashed potato you make, take a fork, give it a prick. If it's starting to get nice and soft and the fork slides in easily, that's them ready for you to drain so you can mash them for making the tattie scones. So next up, all we want to do is take and drain our potatoes so that they're ready for mashing. It's probably just me, but is there not something hearty about seeing the steam rising from your potatoes? Love it. So as I said already, the recipe as written down in the blog and underneath is set up for 1 kilogram of potatoes. We're using 1.9, so multiplying by 1.9 we're looking for 150 grams of butter. This is close enough, 151. So now we can take and add our butter to the actual pan, ready for the potatoes to go in for mashing. So now all we want to do is grab our colander and add the potatoes over into our pans so we can start mashing up after we've added the rest of our ingredients. So again, as we're using the 1.9 kilogram of potatoes rather than 1 kilogram, we're looking at 1.5 teaspoons of salt rather than the 3/4 teaspoon that we would have been using of salt on 1 kilograms. So due to me being a little bit daft and hitting standby rather than record, there's no footage of adding the pepper, but the pepper is 1/2 teaspoon for this amount of potatoes and 1/4 teaspoon for 1 kilograms. So now we're adding our flour, 475 grams for 1.9 kilograms, normally 250 grams for your 1 kilogram potatoes. Now here I'm using self-raising flour. It's possible if you prefer to use plain flour, all-purpose flour for the Americans. I feel the self-raising just gives a bit more fluffiness to the finished tattie scone. And now all we want to do is mash everything through. Get it really well worked through so get a nice even consistency throughout. And through the wonderful power of editing, we have everything worked through, ready to make into our tattie scones. So now just add a good dusting of your flour, whichever type you're using, to your work surface, ready to add a good handful of the mixture. So now give that a light dusting on top before attacking it with our rolling pin, and we're looking to just roll this into a 3 to maybe 5mm circle, depending on how thick you like your tattie scones. Then all you want to do is grab yourself a small plate, run round it with a knife and pull away with your finger any of the potato mixture that's round the outside. Now remove the plate and grab your sharp knife, and all we're going to do is cut this into 4 quadrants. So run along from 3 to 9 and then from 12 to 6, and that gives us the shape of our tatty scones ready for putting in our hot pan. So now we want to take our non-stick frying pan, get it up to a medium-high heat, mine's is set at 5 out of 6 stages, and put our tatty scones in just in the pattern as you see. What we're looking to do is try and get them as close to each other in the centre as possible, just so we're getting that good heat distribution right across the middle of them. So after cooking for 5 minutes on your first side, we're going to flip them over and cook for 4 minutes on the other side. You're just going to rearrange them back in the same sort of pattern. Obviously these times might vary depending on your own appliance and pans and how much heat they retain and put through them, but you're going to be talking roughly 5 one side, 4 the other side, approximately. So once I've got that side fully cooked, all we're going to do is transfer them onto ideally a cooling rack if you've got it. If not, just transfer them onto a plate or your bunker and watch that pile grow as we keep making more and more and more of them. On this sort of quantity, depending on the thickness of the tatty scones that you're doing, you'll get maybe about 48 scones. So those that you're not eating immediately, just put them into clip and seal tight bags and then stick them in the freezer and bring them out when you're actually ready to use them. So I tend to do 5 to a bag, but you use whatever quantity is going to work for you and yours. So when it comes to using them, you can bring them straight out your freezer, stick them in a toaster, cook them for about 3 minutes, and they're absolutely ready to be stuck on your roll with your sausage and enjoy. So 3 minutes roughly. All done. A couple left over because we've got the wee odd shaped ones because you've always got a little bit of potato left over. It doesn't make a full plate, so that gives you chef's prerogative of tucking in. Beats shop bought every time. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you liked it. Give it a bash. If you do, let me know. Stick it down in the comments. Love to hear from you. Thanks for watching again. Bye bye.